181. Oh, another message in chat. I think Oh, it's Golden Week, is it? Yeah, I think I did remember hearing that, actually. Yeah, because I think someone said, oh yeah, Gachi Akuta's on break as well. So yeah, that adds up. Okay, One Piece, chapter 100, 181. I've already said it, but now I've said it wrong, so I need to say it right again. Chapter 1181, God and Devil. And we've got a lovely reader request here. Carrot singing and walking over pan sharks lined up in the sea by Michi Nakahara. I like, yeah, I really like this. Got the queen coat on. One sign going to Zoe, one sign going to Ninjin Park or Carrot Park. Yeah, that's sweet. All right, let's get into God and Devil. Ooh. That makes me the worst king in the history of Elbaf, so you must kill me to take the throne, Loki. He died at age 144, but giants live to 300 years naturally. It wasn't his time to go yet, so I take it you're the one who manipulated and killed my father. The one who suffered the greatest setback was Mu. Very, disturbingly beautiful panel of Emu here. Yeah, I guess I forgot to do my little last time on recap for this chapter, but I mean, yeah. Last time on, Loki showed up and said he was going to kick Emu's ass. Loki swings back Ragnir. It's sparking with hockey. Pshack, rumble, rumble. Tell me. Thunder's brewing in the clouds. Once I'm dead, my reputation means nothing to me, Harold saying as he was stabbed. Loki looks down at Emu. All that matters is Elbaf's future, remembering the smile of his father. Isn't that right? What the hell did you do to my old man? Lightning's coming down. I can tell I'm going to see something cool. Ragna Izuchi. I love the little goofy Ragnir face. I love it every time we see it. Ragna Izuchi. I wish I knew enough about Japanese to break down this attack name. Izuchi. No, I have no idea. Bringing it down on Emu. Emu starts billowing his omen flame thing, jack-o'-lantern guy, and it comes out, expands, and blocks the hammer without them even touching, of course. Because Oda has found the ultimate way to make a cool clash not involve clashing. Yeah. I mean, not that we needed to be told Emu's very strong, but being able to just halt one of Loki's empowered attacks is definitely enough to put him up there on actual feats. And they clash, releases a shockwave and many bolts of hockey. Lilith is catching Sanji with Bonnie. Jinbei is shielding Nami. Loki's still looking down at Emu. Are you kidding? He blocked that? What are those black flames? What powers do you have? Once again, the hand signs and the flames. Omen. His body is swelling. Is my military might. I've already totally forgotten the voice I gave Emu. I make myself give out voices because I want to. I want to spice things up, but I am not good at all at keeping track of voices, and that is why I pretty much only do it for big bad villains like what was his name? Akemura Soga and Aryu, and I did do one for Emu last week, and I've since forgotten it. Military might. You can turn giant? Oh, that's what he's doing. I wasn't sure if he was going to do like I don't know, just some weird swelling attack, but he is just getting bigger. A power that lurks within all things. I really like this panel here. Very like his face in particular feels very kabuki. But yeah, Making it so Emu can change size at will is like the most Oda thing I've ever heard, because he is not amazing at keeping scale consistent. And now he has an excuse to make Emu look whatever size he wants in any panel. And I respect that. Really respect that little, not shortcut, but easy way to make up for a minor flaw. Anyway, they clash, Emu wielding an omen mace, I suppose. And what's going on here? He jumps over Loki. Loki looks up. Emu points down his omen blade of judgment, nemesis. Ooh. Ooh, wow, that looks brutal. Also looks quite a bit like Yoru, Mihawk's sword. Going straight through Loki's chest. Loki's coughing up blood. It is the nature of man to crave strength. I'm just making him sound like Aryu. However, when power so lusted after is too easily gained, corruption, choosing servitude out of self-interest, covenants, and the envy that seeks to achieve one's goals, the power of omen. These form the trinity of what we call domination. And he blows the hell up out of Loki's face. That did not make any sense. Blows Loki's face to hell and back. Shall I give thee the power of God to step beyond all others? Loki coughs, but he brings the hammer down. I didn't ask. Crackling and cricking around Elbaf. Huff, huff, wheeze, wheeze. So your power is God's domination? I think you mean a contract with the devil. God? Devil? What is the difference? I don't give a crap. No one lords it over me. Domination is the only true bliss in this world. Isn't that right? Oh, isn't that right? Ooh. Oh, so, okay. Okay. I wasn't breaking down this page much. So Loki looks up at Emu. Emu looks down at Loki. And Emu says, domination is the only true bliss in this world. Isn't that right? And he remembers something. And I can immediately see who that is. Like that is Joy Boy. I mean, we haven't seen Joy Boy's face like this before, but I see the brim of the hat and I see a smile that is definitely supposed to look like Luffy's. So this is our new updated Joy Boy silhouette that people can use. Yeah, and I guess that's Emu at the back there. Looking more like his goopy shadow self than how we see him now, which is interesting. But yeah, that seems to take Emu aback. Loki prepares another swing as Emu's shocked. Isn't that right, Joy Boy? And we see a very, very angry shot of Emu. You know what? I didn't stop and think about the wings. I guess he had them. Yeah, I guess he had them. Wait, he did have them last week, right? I think I used him in the thumbnail, but yeah, I don't think I ever stopped. Yeah, he had the wings. Okay, no, I remember him making the wings. Isn't that right, Joy Boy? Only just noticing the wings. I noticed last week. I just somehow forgot about them. Anyway, Luffy can sense the haki. He's eating as fast as he can. He's huffing and more. Gotta eat more. Never felt this before. Emu having a Phoenix Wright-esque breakdown out of nowhere, says Takara. I'm not well acquainted enough with Phoenix Wright to quite get that reference. I know a little bit about it, but fair enough. Damn, it's so heavy and harsh. What's with that guy's hockey? Can't win without a full stomach. More. He's wolfing stuff down. I mean, last week I predicted that there's going to be some cool fighting this week, which we've had so far, and that it's going to end with Loki getting pushed back and Luffy having to save him. So we'll have to see. Takara saying basically where the villain suddenly breaks composure when their trauma trigger gets pressed. Yeah, fair enough. What's wrong? Don't get distracted. Then you don't respect me enough. Loki sends Emu flying back into... I forget if it is called Yggdrasil. I mean, I know in Norse mythology the big tree is Yggdrasil. Or is it? No, it's the Adam tree. I can't remember exactly how the names work. But yeah, he sends him flying into whatever that tree's called. Emu seems maybe not... Ooh! Bleeding from the head. That's something. Maybe not much, but something. And Emu sees Needhog on the horizon. Needhogger. Sees it charging up a laser beam, and he charges up an omen. Thorheim! So thou art back. And Emu, smiling at the sight of Needhog's return. That's interesting. That is interesting. What does that mean? So I guess that panel we had, like, I guess a couple months ago at this point, of Emu just being like, so that's where thou wert, Needhogger. So it seems that it's not just, oh, where's my big, powerful dragon that I need to keep track of, which apparently was on Elbath, the place where it's always been associated with. Who could have predicted this? Apparently they have history, which is interesting, because we know, like, the nobles have a history with dragons. The celestial dragons, I believe, are confirmed, like, they used to ride dragons. Their symbol is the hoof of the celestial dragon, and that's why Vegapunk's been busy making more dragons. So that does make me wonder, like, was there an original Needhogger, or maybe just an old user of the Needhog fruit who Emu seemed to have a relationship with? You know, whether it's a rivalry or a alliance. I do wonder. Very interesting. But yeah, I guess we see that an omen, a two-handed omen, is just barely enough to ward off a Thorheim. I can never decide until I'm halfway through the word if I'm going to say Thorheim or Thorheim, because I know, like, if you listen to it in Japanese, it's going to be Heim. But yeah, obviously Nilfheim is like what people say. So Thorheim. But yeah, he's a little bit more bruised after taking that, so not quite an even match. But yeah, definitely shooting on the same firing range here, if that's a saying anyone's ever said. Yeah, good stuff. I was hoping we'd just get a full chapter of fighting, and that is what we got. Some cool... I mean, I like this bit with Yeoman blocking the hammer. I love any panel of Ragnir's face on the hammer. Just some cool stuff. Really, really liked this. So yeah, if there's anything to break down here, it's this page. However, when power so lusted after is too easily gained, corruption, choosing servitude out of self-interest, covenants, and the envy that seeks to achieve one's goals for power of omen, these form a trinity. So we got... I like this, because I guess this is my first time going in talking about this on stream. I haven't been a big fan on just how many things Emu can do. Like, it's a bit much. Like, do we need all these different forms of corruption and turning people evil? You know, we have Emu just directly possessing people. We have Domi Reversi. We have the Covenants. They all kind of do the same thing in different ways. I like that we're sort of addressing the layers of it. The corruption from gaining power. I mean, that's a good way to describe it. You know, these people are given something that they believe they want. They start to enjoy their power. The Covenants being more, you know, what needs to be done, like Harold and the Holy Knights. And then the power of omen, the envy that seeks to achieve one's goals, the power of omen. I mean, that's interesting. An interesting way to put it, considering Emu seems to be the one using this the most. Envy being the key word is interesting for a king of the world. Also interesting, how joyous Killingham and Somers were to receive this omen, this envy to help them achieve their goals. Interesting, very interesting. But I like that we're sort of addressing the levels here. Like, it's all stuff to turn Emu's power set into a nicely formed tree instead of a big bag of similar powers. I like this development. Blade of Judgment Nemesis is cool. Nemesis, I can never remember Greek gods versus Roman gods. And I know I literally Googled this like 2 weeks ago for some reason when I was talking to my friend. But yeah, seeing Nemesis, if it's Greek, then interesting, we've got Aegis. I believe that's Greek. The shield that guards the nobles, and Blade of Judgment Nemesis. If it's Roman, then I guess there's just a god motif. Not too surprising. But yeah, if it's all Greek, then that's a cool little consistency. Without further explanation, Tarka is saying this, not me. Without further explanation, I'm going to assume Omen is letting him weaponize his envy of people like Joy Boy. I mean, yeah, envy being a power source, envy being like a power source for the king of the world here is an interesting decision, and we are immediately getting it laid on thick with this sort of like droopy, sad silhouette next to Joy Boy's joyous, laughing one. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I see Takara confirming it's Greek. So, yeah, I guess we've got Aegis guarding the nobles and Nemesis skewering their enemies. Obviously, Emu's also got some Japanese aesthetic to him. The clouds and the Hagoromo around him. But yeah, very very interesting stuff. I'm glad we're actually getting to see more. I think this is exactly what I was hoping for. I was expecting the chapter to end a lot worse for Loki, but yeah, I guess we might get another fight chapter in 2 weeks, which isn't something I really often look forward to so much in One Piece. But this one was good. Yeah. Seems like a demonic Tengu. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, the wings. I mean, I'm trying to think of how much I know about Tengu. Obviously, they got the mask and the shoes, which Emu's lacking. But yeah, the wings and just the Japanese aesthetic. And I think Tengu, it's like written with the kanji for heaven and dog. Which I've never really got because I've never really seen Tengu look like dogs. But yeah, the wings and the aesthetic are definitely there. Just sort of a mishmash of religion. And I guess I should address God, devil, what is the difference? I think it's really funny because I noticed, I didn't notice, I saw someone else point it out a while ago, that in one of the volumes, sometimes there's corrections to the art or occasionally the dialogue. And that when Gunko was first possessed and started Domi reversing everyone, there was a time where Emu said, Gunko possessed Emu said something like, bear witness to the power of evil, and started doing stuff. And then in the volume they corrected it to witness the power of God. And I always thought that was hilarious that Oda was like, no, I didn't mean evil, I meant God. But it's kind of funny that this is kind of recontextualized. Obviously Oda wrote something that he changed his mind on. That's what it was. but the idea that in Emu's head, those are the same thing. Emu could make that mistake. Of course, it was Oda, but it could have been Emu, and I really like that as a little detail. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about this chapter. Good week. I mean, we've had 2 banger weeks, to be honest, last week and this one, so off to a good start with these streams. I guess the price to pay for that is not having anything next week. But yeah, Oda is Emu confirmed, says Takara. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for the great discussions. And I guess I will see everyone back in 2 weeks for Kagurabachi 121 and One Piece 1182. Have a nice afternoon or whatever time of day it is. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.